Hey everyone, my name's Lily and I'm the book blogger behind Utopia State of Mind, and today I'm going to bring you another installment of my 12 Friends, 12 Books. If I'm correct, I think that we're on number 5, which makes sense because I think I only have 2 more left, and 2 times 6 is 12. I'm really far ahead in this 12 Friends, 12 Books challenge because, just for reference, it is the beginning of August when I'm filming this. It's not when you're going to see it because I'm so behind on posting these. But only 2 more books left for the rest of the year, and I have September through December, so I'm feeling really good about it. And also, I'm pretty sure that for the August backlist bookworms, we're going to pick The Wicker King just because other people really wanted to read that one too. So that would be another book off of the 12 Friends, 12 Books list, which would just be like everything, really. So, you know, that's the status of it. Today I'm going to be reviewing 2 books. The first one is Seance Tea Party, and the second one is Song of the Abyss, which I don't have with me, but here it is virtually. I'm just going to start with Seance Tea Party because that's the one I have here. So Seance Tea Party was a recommendation from CW. CW is one of the co-founders of The Quiet Pond. When I started to follow CW was still doing Read, Think, and Ponder. I think that's what it's called. So I've known CW for a really long time, and so when this was recommended to me for the 12 Friends, 12 Books project, I was so excited because it's the only graphic novel that was recommended to me. So I was so excited, and so I knew I had to get this one in person because reading graphic novels digitally is just not the same for me. Reading them in person, like physically, it's just such a unique experience, and so I was really happy because I can add it to my shelf. And Seance Tea Party was really surprisingly emotional for me, considering that it's a middle grade graphic novel, supernatural-ish, with ghosts. So many of those words don't apply to my life now, but what was so emotional to me is that Laura is going through this time where she's like wanting to be super grown up, but is not there yet. So it's like for me, that's like, let's just say like 8th grade or whatever, you know, when you want to be grown up, but you're not grown up. And so it's this kind of push-pull between wanting to be grown up and trying so hard but not understanding, and then although at the same time mourning the bits of you that you've lost, but also being excited to change, but also that process is really hard and scary and difficult. Like all of those different things. I don't think I've ever read a graphic novel or middle grade graphic novel that has so succinctly talked about it like this. In a way, also, this is supernatural too, so in like such an interesting lens, and I just loved it so much. It's also one where immediately after finishing, I definitely could have reread this, and I could reread this still later in the year because I had so much fun reading it. And just the ghost metaphor, like between Laura, which is down here, and then her ghost friend. I don't know what her ghost friend's name is. Alexa. They're both kind of going through the same change, push-pull process for Alexa between moving on and being a ghost and all of these different things. So that ghost lens or that ghost metaphor was also just so fabulous. Like everything about this, so good. And the next one is Song of the Abyss. Song of the Abyss is the second one. So basically Vicky, this is Vicky's pick by the way, Vicky recommended Isle of Blood and Stone to me when I said I kind of already have read Isle of Blood and Stone. And then Vicky said, have you read the sequel? And I said no. So here it is. Isle of Blood of Stone, so they're more like companion novels. I always struggle because chronologically they are sequels, but they're companion novels in the sense that it's not the same person that they're kind of talking about. So I feel like series to me kind of implies it's going to be the same person or the same people in it and keep going, but this one switches perspectives. So basically in the first book, she is a girl and she wants to be, her name is Raina, and she wants to be a map maker. And then in the next one, she is older than that. You know, she's not like a girl anymore. She's a young adult. She's a teen. So in Isle of Blood and Stone, just to give you a little bit of context, it's like this map maker fantasy society / culture. And basically, I'm not going to talk about what happens in Isle of Blood and Stone, but in Song of the Abyss, I think what was so fascinating to me is that it kind of swept me up so easily. I loved Raina's character from the first one. It's not multiple perspective. I don't know why I wanted to say her perspective. I loved Raina's character from the first book, Island Blood of Stone. And so knowing that Song of the Abyss was going to be her perspective just made me even more excited, because it's like, yes, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for a girl who wants to be a map maker in a society that doesn't really, it's not that they don't really, it's not that it's banned or anything, but it's not common. And so everyone's kind of like, oh, don't you want to eventually get married, or don't you want to do this? And then Raina's like, no, I want to travel the world and make maps. Like, that's it. So I loved Raina as a character. And then what I loved about it as well is that, like, Raina's journey is so circuitous, but in a way that makes also a lot of sense. So it's not like a winding snake where you're not really ever sure where it's going to go. You know kind of the direction it's going in. I mean, there are surprises though, but it feels very much like what the events that she would want to happen don't happen, but where she happens to land, she should be. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's very difficult to explain, obviously, without spoiling it, but why did I love Song of the Abyss so much? I mean, Raina, oh my god, there were 5 million crows that just like took off. I am in a Stephen King film right now. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, Raina is the #1 reason I love this book, because Raina, the main character, is just so determined and brave and intelligent and curious and reckless a little bit. And I feel like we don't really see a lot of kind of like a recklessness in girls. I think society and sexism, for example, are very much coded as kind of like bad. And I loved how Raina's recklessness is very much in line with, like, for example, the recklessness of the characters in Island Blood and Stone. But here, it's just like, this is just who she is, right? And so recklessness, okay, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but, you know, recklessness is not a gendered thing, and girls should be able to make as many mistakes and be as reckless and brave and foolish and whatever, adventurous as boys. Like, you know, every child should be able to do that. It should not be gendered. I don't want to go off on that tangent, but that's part of what I loved about Raina's character. And I also loved the storyline for Song of the Abyss. As I said, I got swept up really, really quickly, because it takes place, first of all, it takes place like nautically on the ocean, and that's just my sweet spot. I am in the mood for nautical adventures so much recently. I've just kind of like, summer has been the season for me where I want to be on the seas, which is highly ironic because I could not be on the seas. I can really barely swim. Like, I really should not be on any moving boat at all. But the heart wants what it wants. And yeah, just the adventure, and like the pacing was so fabulous in this one as well, mixed with the character development and the action, and also Raina being at that point where she's not really sure what she wants to do, because I feel like her character and her life is very much said, like, this is what I want to do. I shouldn't really listen to the outside world. But in this one, in Song of the Abyss, she has to really think about like why she wants to do that and what she wants to achieve, and does she still want to do that, essentially, right? So all of those different things. And in general, I just feel like this duology, Isle of Blood and Stone and Song of the Abyss, are just so underrated and so fantastic. But anyway, these two books are so underhyped, and they're just so fabulous for YA fantasy fans particularly, and also just for fans who are interested in more unique, like a little bit different kind of takes, right? So I feel like I rarely ever read stories about map makers. I'd love to read 5 million more. Give me map makers, historians, like librarians, all of those different things. I just eat up. I just love them. So anyway, that brings me to the end of this like 12 friends, 12 books portion, hopefully number 5, if I counted correctly. And I hope that you enjoy. As I said, I'm doing really well about this 12 friends, 12 book project. Did I say 12? I'm doing really well on this 12 friends, 12 books project. And I hope that I will finish it really soon, and you'll see me in the next and final installment of this project. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you in the future. Bye!